Everyone, it's KIREI here for Bramble Fox, and I have a brand new layout using the fabulous coming August Fox box. And I have pulled out the Perfect Moment title in the sort of soft orange, and I've got the little lemons that also come in the Fox box and the speech bubbles. So I have pulled out the Simple Stories Pink Lemonade collection because I knew I had this pattern paper with all the lemons over it. So I thought I was just going to do something and focus on the lemons because I'm also using the Fox Cut stencil number 142 and Paper Snips number 96. And they both feature lots of lemons. And they come with the Fox Box Plus. Oh, as you can see here, I'm in a bit of a mess. Typically my ATG gun runs out just as I've started my layout. I didn't really notice I was down so low, but anyway, here we go. We're getting it all taped up so I can keep going. There we go. Oh, nice and quick. Okay, yes. So the paper snips and the stencil come with the Foxbox Plus. So if you are not a Foxbox subscriber, you can find all the details over on the website, bramblefox.co.uk, and you can subscribe to get a fabulous box of monthly acrylic embellishments sent to you well, as I say, it's monthly, so it's every month, obviously. There's also the Foxbox Plus, which here we go, and this is the fabulous stencil. It's all sort of lemon clusters, and then we've got the paper snips, which are those on the right. So I have pulled out Distress Oxide in Scattered Straw, which I'm using here. And then I'm going to use the Bundle Sage, which is the green for the leaves. And I will also use Dried Marigold for the little flowers. Because my title was in that soft orange, my papers and that are all quite sort of yellows and soft greens with no orange on them. So I wanted to bring in some orange to my layout. So because I've obviously got the title in orange, so I decided I'd use the orange on the little flowers. And then I've also got the speech bubble in the orange as well that says happy days. So yeah, so that just helped balance it out for me. So here we go. Stenciling almost done, just adding in these last few flowers. I'm doing some extras there. And then I'm going to do my favourite thing, and I'm going to do a bit of fussy cutting of all of them. So because I'm going to utilise these as embellishments on my layout. So here we go, as if by magic. They're all cut out, and I've cut out the paper snips as well. So you can see the paper snips were very much all lemons and clusters of lemons and a little basket of lemons and some flowers as well. So I'm just going to create my photos. Now, if you've noticed as well, I've turned my paper around. I sort of had it around the other way, but I changed my mind with the way it looked, and I'm going with the sort of the white going straight down, leaving borders on both sides and the bottom. So I'm just working here with where my clusters are going to go. So I'm adding the sort of bigger cluster over on the right and having that sort of cascade down. And then I've got the single lemon cluster on the left there, and then I'm just adding a small piece at the top there just to sort of balance it out. Usually the sort of rule of three sort of clusters. It just helps, it balances. It's a design principle, but it balances out the layout and just sort of draws the eye in. And then I've got my photos here, and I realized I needed to bring them down a little bit more because my top cluster was a bit too close to the top edge. So I'm going back to my paper snips here, and I've got the little circles here. I'm just using a 1-inch punch, and then you've got your clear epoxy buttons just to stick over the top of it, and they create like a little sort of faux flare. So I've got 3 of them that I'm using here, the ones with the lemons on, and I'll add those into my embellishment clusters. So I am ready to go, so I can put everything together. I obviously had already had a bit of a play with where everything was going to go. And then I always take a photo so I know what I'm doing. And then I can, then I can put it all back together again. So getting everything stuck down. What I've realised actually, I'm sure I didn't stick the little basket down. I'm just sort of having a look on the layout that I've got sat in front of me, and I didn't, though it's stuck there because the little epoxy flare is sat over the top of it, and that was stuck down. So yeah. Okay, so I've got my 2 lemon sort of branches over on the right there. And then I'm going to layer up the paper snips. I've got this one, another little lemon cluster there. So it adds a little bit more of the yellow and the green colour, so a more solid, which I like the contrast between the stenciled lemons and then the sort of filled in fussy cut pieces. I cut off one of the leaves from the stenciled branch because I was going to tuck it underneath, and I've just added that there at the bottom. So get my other cluster in over on the left there, and then I can just sort of tuck in all of the little orange flowers, and there, oh, there we go. There's the little epoxy flare that I'm just figuring out where it's going to go. But yeah, the little orange flowers work perfectly to bring in a little bit more orange to the layout, which tied in nicely back to the, the orange title and then the orange speech bubble at the top. So just finishing off the last bits and pieces, figuring out that I'm happy with where everything is going. I mean, typically I sort of work it all out beforehand and then I take a photo, but often I'll put it down and then I start moving things again and decide that, oh, maybe I should just check if it should go here, or maybe I need something here. So yeah, I should just stick with what I started with anyway. That's okay. Okay, so a few more flowers down here, and I think I'm almost done. And yeah, here we go. As if by magic, move on. I can get my title stuck down now. So I've got perfect moment. And it was ideal for the photos here with, I went to, it was a lovely afternoon tea with our friends, Steve and Kirsty. It was just Kirsty, but it had been her 50th birthday at the end of last year. And we bought a voucher to afternoon tea. So I went along, and then her youngest, Charlie, came with us because their oldest, Freddie, played golf with our husbands. So, yeah, and it was really, really lovely. So, yeah. Anyway, here we go. All finished. I've added some enamel dots to it. But, yeah, really happy with how it came together. The stencil and the paper snips were just perfect with the Simple Stories Pink Lemonade collection. And I love how they look with my photos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.